Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. You can, if you want to subscribe to the channel and support in that way, you can go to patreon.com and search Engelgeist and choose a subscription level over there. Over there, you get the daily forecast a day early. You'll also get other readings that are available only over there. Depending on what subscription level you choose. This is a broad spectrum reading for the greater collective, therefore it's intended to be used by anybody who sees this video at any time. It was originally created for, oh my gosh, what day are we? Wednesday the 24th and of February, but it is not solely created for just that date. If you're seeing it on a date that's different than February 24th, maybe still continue to watch the video and see if the message still makes sense for your life, right? I do speak in broad terms so that it can reach as many people and be applied in many different situations. So keep that in mind. If nothing makes sense or it doesn't seem to fit in your life, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. It just might mean that you might be working on something different at this time. If things do fit or do make sense, be aware that any decisions you make in your personal life after having watched any of my videos, those decisions are solely your responsibility, and never take anything that I say over that of a professional in their field, like a doctor, lawyer, or therapist. If you're getting advice from professionals in their field, please make sure that you adhere to their advice first and foremost. All right, so let's get into this and see where everything's at. And we will see what's going on. And we have the Seven of Wands, which is futility, or not wands, sorry, swords, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is the liar, cheater, stealer card, right? It's kind of like, here it's called futility in this deck. I feel like, didn't we see this at some point? Knight of Swords, no, we saw it, where did we see this? Seven of Wands, no. Oh yes, we did see it on Sunday. It was the very last card of the Sunday spread, right? So this card actually kind of was the weird, and the reason why it sticks out in my mind, let me just explain this to you, is that in Sunday's forecast, it was the last card in what appeared to be a very sort of powerful, like sort of empowered reading, and in this card kind of felt like, whoa, that's a left turn as far as a clarifier card goes. Now, the reason why I see why this is showing up today, or what my feelings is around this, is that underpinning grounding stone from Sunday for the whole week is honor, and Seven of Swords would be a very dishonorable card, right? So when we're looking at that idea of this stone of honor, maybe seeking out that honor in ourselves or honor in others, finding truth, which was yesterday's stone, wisdom, which was the stone before that. All of this is about seeking out some sort of truth, honor, awareness within either ourselves, the situations around us, or people that are around us, and whether or not they are being maybe true to us, being fair with us, or this could also apply to us with ourselves, right? When I look at this Seven of Swords, it feels to me, and remember we're now in the midweek, which is that Ace of Discs, the Magus, and the Knight of Swords. So there is some truth that needs to come out here. There is some awareness that needs to be shifted, changed, dealt with. This awareness could be around the lies of another, or the mistrust of another, or even of our own selves. Is there somewhere in our life that we could not be telling the whole truth to somebody, or telling ourselves the whole truth about a given situation? I kind of get the feeling, as we're looking at this, though, our gut or our intuition is telling us we know that we're not necessarily being completely honest, or that, say, this situation or person outside of us that we're involved in is not being completely honest with us, right? I do get this distinct sense that with this Seven of Swords, there is whatever adjustments need to be made, or whatever things that need to be brought to light, whether they're our own or the actions or behaviors, thoughts of another. We're aware already on some level that they exist, right? And the reason why I say that is we saw some very strong cards like the Hierophant and Judgment. We have the Magician in the midweek, right? All of these are major arcana cards. All of these are very aware, capable cards. They should be able to empower us to get through whatever sort of misinformation or disturbance that this seven is presenting to us. I think ultimately this seven works in our favor because it's going to bring us to a clearer state of awareness or a more deeper sense of what our truth is or the truth of a situation may be, right? And so holding on to that or keeping that as the focus for today would be key. We may not want to deal with this situation. It might be a bit of a pain in the ass. It could even bring us a little bit of shock and awe for some of us if we find out, maybe something isn't the way we thought that it was. But ultimately, I feel like this is to empower us and enable us to get to a place that is more truthful and honest in the end. Because we do have that in the underpinning, energy of this from Sunday's reading, that Knight of Swords is in there too. So he makes quick, decisive decisions and moves towards his goal with honesty and integrity and loyalty and all of that sort of stuff. So, if we're lying to ourselves or to another person and we're on the, if we're the one perpetuating this Seven of Swords energy, we're going to need to come clean with it. And if we're the one on the receiving end of this Seven of Swords energy, where we're being lied to or not told the whole truth or, deceived in some way, our gut is already telling us that that's going on. We need to trust that and act from that place. Does that make sense? In kind of, however we deal with whatever it is that we feel that's not being honest with us. Now, we have the Two of Cups, beautiful card. To me, this is about emotions, the energy of that. For some of you, this lie or this deceit could be going on in a relationship of some sort. Ultimately, is this lie or deceit, or is this sort of challenge that we see in the Seven of Swords, is it worth kind of damaging the Two of Cups that we have here? Does that make sense? Like, to me, I want to say that ultimately the love involved in whatever situation some of you may be feeling or facing, the love is stronger than the actual lie itself, I want to say, or that we want to maybe dismantle the deception from a place of love, not from a place of anger. We want to act from this place of the energy of the Two of Cups, which is this sort of abundance and appreciation versus one of like anger, frustration, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We have the Lovers. Okay. Did we see the Lovers this week? I feel like we did. Hold on one second. Let me just look here. Why do I feel like I saw the Lovers this week? Maybe it was last week? Yeah, it was last week, Sunday. Okay. Let me just look at the third card really quick because I have a real feeling. Oh, and here's that Five of Discs again. I'm going to say this. I feel like this is a very specific reading for a very specific person or a very specific few of you. That Lovers and that Two of Cups says to me that there is some sort of problem going on in somebody's relationship. That Five of Discs is that idea. We've been seeing that Five of Discs going on in other previous readings in the weeks and days previous to this. I kind of feel like that Five of Discs to me, even though it is about being put out into the cold, I would say that that is about maybe drawing a boundary. That is about putting an end to a situation that's no longer being honest with ourselves. There might be some sort of truth or dishonesty that we're dealing with or that we need to find within ourselves, within some very significant relationship we're dealing with. Now, when we see the Lovers and the Two of Cups, this could very easily be a romantic relationship for some of you. But for some of you, it could be a very, deep love relationship, say with a family member or a good friend that you love very dearly. But whatever it is going on, there's some sort of wrongdoing that's happening. There's some sort of change or truth that needs to be revealed, come to a place of acceptance around, that sort of a thing. That's that seven of swords to me. The five of discs is, yes, this card is called worry, but when I look at this design, I always get this big fat like no with this card. Like, to me, this feels like almost as if, again, I'll preface this with, whatever I say and how you choose to use it in your life is solely your responsibility. But like, my vibe when I'm looking at these cards, it feels like somebody's being lied to within a relationship that they care very deeply about, and they know it, or they are becoming aware of it, and drastic measures might need to take place. A very important choice needs to take place, and that choice may not be easy with that Five of Pentacles at the end of it. Does that make sense? And so remember, we're talking about that stone, that stone of honor. This could be for some of you. I mean, lovers, Two of Cups. Ideally, it's going to be somebody that we love and care deeply about, right? That could be a family member. It could be a dear friend. It could be a partner, a romantic partner, a husband, a wife. For some of you, it could be a boss or that kind of a situation, but I think this is more significant than that with that lovers and Two of Cups in there. To me, this relationship needs to be either redefined onto different terms, and whether it's us defining those terms or the relationship defining those terms for us, that's where it's like it depends where we sit on the side of the Seven of Swords. Some of you might be the side that's like maybe not telling the whole truth, and some of you may be on the side where you're not being told the whole truth, right? But either way, you're going to have to either end it completely, that's the Five of Pentacles, or draw such strong boundaries and make such strong choices and changes to maintain whatever love may be left in the relationship, or whatever connection may be left in the relationship, for it to survive. Does that make sense? That Ace of Discs that we saw, which would be our midweek card, and we're now at Wednesday, that could be the new door or the new materialization of whatever this relationship is to each and every one of you. This relationship is going to be different. For some of you, this could be a relationship with like a parent, or some of you, this could be a relationship to a boyfriend or a partner. But that Ace of Discs would indicate that sort of new realm, or that new door being opened, if that's through the ending of this relationship, right? The cutting clean and being like, deuces, I'm out. Or it could be just a new door or new beginning starting, because we're redefining how this relationship operates in our lives, because now we're starting to understand the truth. We're starting to draw those boundaries. We're starting to like sort of make really strong, concrete decisions about how and where we fit into this. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I know it sounds a little bit weird. I get this funny feeling, even though the Lovers and the Two of Cups is a very strong, uh, emotionally based, love based union, the two strongest sort of remote romantic union cards in here. I feel like if this union is to exist or to survive or to really reach its full potential, which there's a shit ton of potential within it with these two cards here, it needs to be honest. It needs to be held accountable. That's I'm kind of getting that Five of Pentacles, even though that card is called worry and it feels like a giant no to me. It feels like an accountability or a stop is being put here. Like it's like a no, I'm sorry, you can't do this anymore. And the Lovers can also represent a major choice being made, right? And so to me, this is a big impactful choice. It's like there's like, how do I want to say this? It's almost like there's no turning back. Like if in some way you feel like you're settling somewhere in a relationship, in a significant relationship in your life, this is the time to really look at that relationship for what it is. And even if you love that person very dearly, if they're not treating you correctly, if they're not telling you the truth, if they're not honoring you in the same way that you may honor them, you're going to have to redefine this. That's my feeling. Let me go to the grounding stone. Okay. So the grounding stone, this is a weird one, is friends. I mean, I'll take it because this reading is definitely about relationships to me. For those of you, this stone is not wanting to stand up. It's being petulant. Well, whatever. Come on, stone. Are you going to not stand up? All right. It says friends on it, guys. For some reason, it's not standing up today. Maybe our friendships aren't standing up in our lives. There we go. It's going to fall over probably at any minute. I would say for those of you that are dealing with something more romantic or familial, I would say ground in your friendships, in those friendships that are most true, that understand you and know you the best, for support, right? For those of you that might be dealing with this sort of situation where you're taking inventory or learning things or truths about a friendship that's going on, you may have to sort of ground in the reality of who really truly are your friends, right? Who really does love you? Do they love you unconditionally? Do they accept you as you are? If they don't, or if you can't accept them as they are, then the truth in all of this, right? Because yesterday's stone was truth, and there is this, stone before that was wisdom, and then the stone before that was about honor. Doing the right thing here is kind of important, is my feeling. Taking some action and being honest about it is also very important on this day. That grounding stone to me, it's either telling us to rely on our friends, but I also get this distinct feeling that for those of you that might be tied to a situation due to emotionality, because that's also the Lovers and the Two of Cups, right? If somebody's playing on your emotions within a relationship to keep you sort of stuck or lied to or limited in some way, shape, or form, you may need to ground in the fact that, is this what true friends do with one another? Is this what true love really is? Is this how you define love? Does this feel like love in your heart? Or is this, are they using that against you? Is sort of my feeling. I know this sounds weird, but that is the forecast for the day. I hope that makes sense. Please leave me a comment if it does. And if it doesn't, then this may not be your reading. Don't worry about it. Please hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow and seeing how this all changes. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.